Hi and welcome. So today I want to share a little bit more about overeating and how we can start discerning if it's really about emotional eating or something else. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and emotional eating expert. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about overeating. I find when we are emotional eaters, we tend to think I'm emotionally eating, I'm overeating, I'm binge eating, and there isn't this discernment between what's really going on. And, part of the reason I want to give you this discernment is to see how there are different factors at play in emotional eating. So sometimes when we think we're emotional eaters, we will choose one specific solution. So for me, true emotional eating is about those emotions under your emotional eating. But there are other factors we need to look at. So sometimes we overeat out of physical reasons. So, a lot of the times I talk about, when we're on diet mentality, this can lead to binging. So we're just, kind of ravenously eating because our body's actually starved for nutrients, starved for calories. And so this is important to look at. So we work in the step-by-step process with clients to see where are they actually emotionally eating? Where are there different holes that we need to fill? And so the first part of this process is always about nourishment and truly nourishing our bodies. And there are a few reasons, but today I want to focus in on why we could be overeating when we're not nourishing our bodies. So what I teach to clients is that we need to be satisfied on 4 levels in order to truly satisfy our hunger. So we need to have enough energy in the food, it needs to taste good, it has to have enough nutrients, and it needs to physically fill our stomach. So if 3 out of those 4, or some of that is missing, it still creates this dissatisfaction with our meal, this longing to have something more. And so this can lead to overeating and even ravenously eating. And that's what I've seen in myself and what I've seen in clients as well. And so why this is happening is because, one of these components are missing, we're not truly satisfied. And so a great example of this is if we are eating more processed foods or foods that are not as nutrient dense. So this could be more baked goods or cookies or cakes and sort of that kind of thing. It tastes good. It has lots of calories and energy in it. We might eat enough to physically fill us or not, but then there's this longing for more. And that longing for more is because there's not enough nutrients in the amount of the food we had. So if in one cupcake, let's say it's 200 calories and our body's expecting a certain amount of nutrients from it. So if we're not receiving the nutrients, it's going to still signal, I need more, I need more. And this is how we can have, half a dozen of cupcakes, let's say. This doesn't help if we're already emotional eaters, we're already using food to soothe ourselves. But this is one of the reasons why we might be overeating. And so we need to look at our overall way of eating. So we need to look at, did we eat before this meal? Did we eat throughout the day? Because what I find with a lot of clients is that they can start binging or just needing so much food and be really ravenous because they haven't nourished their body throughout the day. And so they're not eating, foods that are nutrient dense, that taste good, that satisfy those 4 components of hunger. And so then all of a sudden they're wanting this sort of, it's coupled with feeling, their mood is dipping. So they're triggered into their emotional eating. They're going towards more processed foods and then they're overeating it. So this combination of things is happening. Sometimes it's that we're not nourishing our bodies enough that we're, overeating. And so we need to really look at this one area first. So we need to start really nourishing our body, adding in those nutrient dense foods and optimizing our digestion. So this is why it's so important when I work with clients, we're optimizing digestion. So we're getting those nutrients into the body. And so when we do have, let's say, those foods that don't satisfy us on multiple levels, but taste good, we can sort of fill the gap in eating that. Let's say like have a nutrient dense meal before, or notice that, oh, I'm eating so many of them, it's not fully satisfying me. And the amazing thing is that when you start nourishing your body this way, you actually can feel this is not deeply satisfying my hunger. I notice that with myself. If I have a really, amazing meal with lots of veggies and just fats and all of the good things, and it tastes amazing, that satisfies me so much more than if I'm in a rush and I have to eat out and I'm not getting the quality that I want. So I can feel that in my body, that my body is wanting more. And so because I've worked with my emotional eating, I'm not, and so because I've worked with my body so much, I can tell that difference, that it is about food, that I'm not getting enough food. It's not that I'm just constantly hungry. It's that I didn't get the right amount of nutrients into my body, or I didn't fully satisfy my hunger. So that's one way of looking at it. Are you truly nourishing yourself? And sometimes, we're so inundated with different diets and eat this and have this macro that we don't truly know how to satisfy our body. We're not looking at these simple concepts. So, we might think we're doing all the right things and being healthy, but it's not actually satisfying us. And this is where, when we connect with our body and we're truly, connecting with our hunger and how satisfied we feel, we can tell that difference. We start learning the language of our body. And so we can prevent overeating in a way when we start connecting into true nourishment. When we do that, we also open up sort of the gateway to seeing when we are emotionally eating. So when we are triggered into emotional eating, because we can look and see, yes, I nourished my body today. I was eating in a way that satisfied me. And all of a sudden I'm triggered into this emotional eating. And of course, there are a list of, you're triggered very quickly. You have just already eaten, and you just are so ravenous and you need that food right now. And it's almost like you're blindly just eating the food. And so my thing with saying that now it's emotional eating is that we know how to truly nourish our body. We're not just saying any food is, we've eaten something, so we shouldn't be eating now. It's really looking at the quality of our foods. Because when we're also truly nourishing ourselves, we're cutting out a lot of those emotional eating triggers, because our digestion is tied into our mood. And if our moods are off, that triggers emotional eating. So you can see how these little things start playing in. But I just want you to focus. Are you truly nourishing your body? Are you putting in, quality food into your body that's truly satisfying your hunger? Or are you still sort of, kind of restricting and depriving yourself? And you can see how that plays into that diet mentality as well. And so that is how we can sort of see we're not necessarily emotionally eating. There are other triggers and things going on. And so this is why when I work with emotional eating with clients, and, when I work with them in my program, we're looking at all of these things in a step-by-step way. We don't want to just say, yes, you're emotionally eating. Let's work only on your emotions, or, it's just your digestion. It's seeing the picture for you, because we are all going to be a mixture of it. What I've found is that for me, and all the clients I work with that are emotional eaters, we all have some kind of, diet mentality. We all have some kind of body image issue. We all have some kind of emotional dysregulation, and all of these things are creating this pattern and sort of triggering it. And we need to look at all of these different things holistically to resolve this pattern at the root. And so, it's important that we're aware of it and not thinking it's this magic bullet and this magic bullet and this magic bullet. It's a holistic way, because we are not just one thing. We are holistic. All of these parts of us, they interact. And nourishment feeds into emotions and mood and emotional eating, and everything is mixed in. And so hopefully today from this video, you can sort of discern, are you nourishing yourself enough? Because if you're not, that can trigger emotional eating, and it's not necessarily about the emotions. And then if you are, then it is about the emotions. So hopefully this video has given you a bit of insight about that. And if you are ready to resolve your emotional eating, I would love to invite you to check out more about the Emotional Eating Evolution program. So this is my step-by-step methodology that is holistic, that helps you resolve your emotional eating from the root so you can finally feel confident in your body and around food. And if you would like to, if you're feeling this is the right program for you, you can also book in an emotional eating assessment call. So on the call, we find out more about you and your goals and how the program can support you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I look forward to sharing more with you.